Join me as we learn Chitas together, the Chumash for the second day of Parshas Vayigash, Monday Parshas Vayigash, chapter 44, verse 31. Yesterday we learned as Yehuda approaches Yosef and tells him that he's just like Pharaoh, and recounting the story and telling Yosef that from day one Yosef had something out against them, and hereby Binyamin is connected solely with Yaakov, and thereby he should allow Binyamin to return to his father. Verse 31, the conversation continues with Yehuda and Yosef. Verse 31. And now when he sees that the lad is not here, he will die. And your servants will have brought your servant, your father, his head down to the grave in grief. Verse 31, why will he die? Meaning, when he'll see that there's only one son left from that wife, Rachel is no longer around, that will cause our father to die in grief. Verse 32, why, you may ask, why am I the one speaking up from all my brothers? So I'll tell you, because I, your servant, has guaranteed for the son, for this boy, mi'im avi, for my father, lamer, saying him, lo yavienu elecha, if I will not bring him back, the chatasi lavi kol hayamim, I have sinned to my father for all of days, for all of my lifetime. Rashi, verse 32, ki avdecha orav asanar, V'im toimar, if you may ask, why am I the one arguing with you and being the spokesman more than all my other brothers? Heim kulam bechutz, because they're all standing on the outside. V'ani, however, I have connected myself in a real intense way that I got to keep to my word. Because if I don't bring him back, I'm going to be banned from both worlds, this world and the world to come. Verse 33, Viata, so now please, Viata Yeshev na'avdecha tachas hanar, so now please, let your servant remain here as a slave. I will stay as a slave. Eved la'adoni, as a slave to my master, v'anar ya'alemechav, and let this young boy go up to his father. Verse 33, Yeshev na'avdecha, better take me for Binyamin. I am better than him in all aspects. If you're looking for a slave, l'chol davar ani mu'lo mimenu, in all things I am better than him, Rashi says. Ligvura, I'm stronger than him. L'milchama, I'm better at war. U'l'shamish, and to serve you. So why take him? He's a young kid. Take me, I'm stronger, I'm better at all these things, and let Binyamin go back up. Verse 45. After Yehuda pledging and saying how he was the one to stand up for his brother Binyamin, at this point, chapter 45 begins, where Yosef couldn't not bear to have his brothers shamed in front of the people that were standing there. Vayikra, and he called, take out everybody, remove all the people that were standing there, leave my presence. There was no one standing with him when Yosef made himself known to his brothers. Rashi, verse 1, meaning, he couldn't tolerate, he didn't like that the Egyptians should be there standing, and hearing that his brothers are embarrassed when he lets them know who he is. What caused that this triggered Yosef that he should all of a sudden tell them who he is? And the commentaries explain as brought in Chassidus, because Yosef wanted to bring his brothers to Tshuva. And the only way they would be at Tshuva is if they come back to the exact same. Tshuva means you have to be in the exact same position and not do the sin. So until Binyamin was taken captive, they still didn't have that proof that they would do anything in the world to save their brother. The moment Binyamin was taken captive, and Yehuda said, I will go in his stead, let my brother go, or the very fact that he said that he guaranteed for his brother, that automatically showed Yosef they fully did tshuva, and now he can let them know who he is. As well as this brought about the ultimate achdus, the ultimate unity. What brought about the selling of Yosef was the discord between the two brothers. The very fact that they now are willing to give each other on the line, to protect one another, he saw the unity amongst them, and that was the most beautiful thing that he was ready to identify who he was. Verse number 2. And he broke out in a loud weeping. Vayishmu Mitzrayim, and the Egyptians heard. Vayishma beis Pari, and it was heard in the house of Pari as well. Vayishma beis Pari, what does it mean, the house of Pari? Meaning, Beis Shel Pari, the family of Pari. Koloimar, Avadav, his servants, Ubnei Beis, and the people of his family. This doesn't mean the actual house itself, like Beis Yisrael, like the house of Israel, the house of Judea. It means his family. What's going on here? Verse number 3. Vayomer Yosef Alecha, and Yosef said to his brothers, Ani Yosef, I am Yosef, Oidav Yichai, is my father still alive? However, as his brother were not able to answer him, because they were disconnected, they were embarrassed before him. Nivhalu, why were they abusha? Why were they so bewildered? Because they were embarrassed, Rashi says, of the very fact what they have done to him, and now he today is the viceroy of Egypt, and they haven't seen him for the past 22 years. Verse 4. Vayomer Yosef Alecha, and Yosef said to his brothers, Geshuna Elai, please come close to me. Vayigashu, and they came close. Vayomer, and he said, Ani Yosef Achichem, I am Yosef, your brother, Asher mecharta meisi Mitzrayim, that you sold me into slavery into Egypt. Rashi, Geshuna Elai, Ra Isam Nesoigim Locher. He saw that they were taking a step back, and they couldn't stand right before him because of such embarrassment. Omar, Yosef said in his heart, Achshav achai nechlomim, now my brothers are embarrassed. Therefore, Kara lohem b'loshin rakav v'sachnunim, he called them in a soft and pleading tone. V'hera lahem shom bold. He showed that he is circumcised, that they should prove that he's one of them. V'yata, and now, alte otzvu, even though, yes, you sold me down to Egypt, there's no reason for you to please, don't be distressed. And don't reproach yourselves that you sold me here. Why? Because God had a different plan. Because God sent me here that I should be able to provide for your needs ahead of you. Verse 5, Lemichya, Rashi explains, that you should be able to have food when you come here, that I should be able to provide you with the food that you need when you come to Egypt. Verse 6, Kizesh Nasai Marav, because it is only 2 years into the hunger. Bekerev haaretz, amongst the land. Va'oid chamesh shanim, there's going to be another 5 years of this. Asher in chadish v'katzir, that there will not be any plowing or reaping. Rashi, Kizesh Nasai Marav, Avrum Mishnei Arav, only 2 out of 7 years of famine have already passed, and there's another 5 years to come. Verse 7, and God sent me before you, that I should give you, that to ensure that you survive in the land, and to sustain you, and to act for you as a great deliverance. So therefore, don't hesitate and recognize that this was all preordained, that I should be here today. This concludes the Torah reading for Monday, the second Torah reading of Parshas Vayigash.